welcome back to The Good, the Bad, with Kat. I am Kat, and we are in my dining room today doing something completely different, and I am so excited. So, I struggle a lot. I have a lot of joy, but I also struggle sometimes with depression and dark thoughts. And something I do is watch silly things, try to do silly things. And the other day I was in Costco. No, I was in Sam's, and I saw something and I felt an invitation from the Lord to pursue a new thought process, which was to chase joy. And so when I was in Sam's, I saw this, and I know that I'm an adult. But look at this thing. It's a medieval castle. It comes with a cardboard playhouse, 30 stickers, and you get to build it. And obviously I can't play in it, but I can give it to a niece or a nephew. So I thought, this made me so happy the thought of just painting this and playing with this and just seeing this come to fruition, that it made me just be overwhelmed with joy. So in this series, that this is just the beginning of, this is going to be where I try to find things that bring me joy, and I'm going to chase after them. So it doesn't matter that I'm 46 years old. We're chasing joy, and if you feel like chasing it with me, sit down, get a coloring book, do some makeup. We're going to color this castle. All right, so it comes with, I think, 6 of these. There's 4 walls, a top, and then a tower. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just start painting it and just delighting in the silliness that is this creative process. And so I have some thoughts. I had this thought of, I brought markers, I have paint, so I'm going to paint the bricks, but I thought we could talk about joy while we're painting and coloring. So, all right. So I was in Thailand with my daughter, and I got these amazing markers for almost nothing. But look, it comes with 6 greens, and I just think it would be so fun to start. Actually, it comes with 7 greens to start coloring this vine. So, and start coloring up. Now, some of these have birds on them, some of them have flowers, but it's just so silly. Now, I'm going to paint this with acrylic paint, but I think for right now, I think it would be really fun. Let's just start trying to color in some of these leaves and see what we think. I'm going to do them all different greens. But, yeah.
So exciting.
Oh, wait till I show you the stickers. They're so amazing. Okay, so that's definitely interesting. Well, it's definitely cardboard, so it definitely is changing. So I'm just going to do these at random in this medium green. It is looking okay. I was thinking for Sarah, this would be fun, or for my niece Ruthie. You know, they're littles. Or even my niece Blythe. I've got several nieces that I just adore. And, you know, and there's just something about coloring that it's just so simple and just so... it just brought me so much joy to see this. Now that I'm sitting here, I am downstairs in my common area, so you're going to hear background noise, and the lighting's not going to be perfect because I'm still learning how all this works. But, you know, it's for me, again, it's about the chasing of joy and doing something so silly and so fun that you have to smile. And I think that's what's missing in the world. I just think so many people... It's so easy to focus on the negative. I mean, it's so easy. There's a lot of nonsense happening in the world. But there's also a lot of silly things, you know? And just, you know, and I know I'm an optimistic person. I am aware that I am probably happier. I have a lot of silly things, and I have a lot of privilege in that. And I want to acknowledge that I live I've had a very blessed life, but I've also had a lot of not so good things happen in my life. But I think for me, a lot of my joy is rooted in the fact that I know the Lord. And one of the scriptures that I always think about is a joy of the Lord is my strength, or it's a song. It's either, I'm pretty sure it's a scripture, but it's also a song. It's a lyric. But the joy of the Lord is my strength. And it's in the joy of the Lord and in the joy of life that I've been able to, endure some not so fun things that have happened. And, I've lost friends. People have passed away, sometimes the finances are tight. There's a lot of things. My kids live very far away and I miss them a lot. So there's a lot of things that honestly could bring me to my knees. But I'm so grateful that in my relationship with Jesus, that I'm able to find joy. I have a lot of good friends. I get to talk to my kids. It's my fault we don't talk as much as we should. And I'm trying to be better about being more disciplined with that. ADHD is kind of funny. Undiagnosed ADHD. It's kind of funny. Sometimes it truly is out of sight, out of mind. And I forget sometimes that you have to call people and reconnect, even though I'm such a social butterfly. But yeah, so anyway, there are things that in my life that aren't great, but there are so many things in my life that are amazing. I have a great family. It was Easter this past weekend and I got to see both sides of my family and, ride my husband's side, my side. And it's not always perfect, but there's a lot of good and a lot of miracles, so it's fun. We're definitely going to go into montage mode. I made a unique color, so I'm going to have to decide which of these I'm going to color, and then we're going to go with pewter gray for the rest of them. It's a little dangerous. You shouldn't do a custom color if you don't have a plan. Now, the other thing I have to worry about, too, is not covering too much of the black. So, but here's the first brick. Done! Look how quick that went. That's going to be so much better. Because there's just no way. And this is just a blue and purple gray mixed together, black mixed together, just to create the color. I do want to be careful around the leaves because I do want those. I think I'm way overthinking this, but again, we're chasing joy. We don't care. There's no rules. We're just joy chasing. Joy chasing, joy, joy, joy. And I'm happy, so that's what matters. What I love is because it's such a mix of colors, it's some of those colors are bleeding through as they dry. You can see a little bit more purple and see a little bit of the black. So I'm going to do quite a few on each because I do want it to look like it was a regular stone. But it's got to go on all four. Okay, so we're back. It's going to be a little shaky because I want to be able to walk you around this. So this is the finished castle. It is a little over 4 feet, and I had so much fun. We're going to spin it. So this is the front, and you can open it. How fun is that? And it came with these really fun stickers. Like, I did all this. This is puff paint from, this is clothing puff paint that I used to make it 3D. But like all of these are the stickers, that's puff paint. And let's spin it. It has a fun little window right here that you can open and look out. And I did puff paint there to give it more of a 3D. And on all these little spots, I tried to puff paint it. And then this is one of my favorite sections. So there's a bird up there. See, birdie. And look at these fun little mushrooms. Do you see that? And these beautiful vines. And of course, these are stickers. Thank you for joining me in chasing this joy. I really had fun when I saw this at Sam's. I couldn't get it in my cart fast enough. And I have a little sister that I'm going to give it to, and I'm so excited to see her play with it. I will not show her face, but I will show her giggles when she sees it. I will take it to her this weekend. But anyway, guys, remember, you are seen, you are loved, and joy can be chased. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.